Hey, hey, hey! Episode 44 of Life Strategies with Nat for the Entrepreneurial Woman. How are we today? I am your host, Natalia, aka Nat, and we're here every week talking about how to improve our wellness and improve our wealth so that we can achieve greater life fulfillment. So it's awesome to be here. And what are we talking about today? We're talking about values. Values and how they can make our decision making so much easier. And so that's what we're here to talk about today. And what else did I want to talk about? So I'm in England. I'm visiting my cousin who just had a baby, and he's adorable. His name's Osiris. Oh my goodness. Just falling to pieces. So my niece just left, my sister just left, so I'm like, oh. But anyway, we're going to have a great show. And I'm really happy that anyone's logging in. If you're here, say hi. Or if you're watching on replay, give me a hashtag replay so that I can say hello after. And let me know where you're calling in from. And tonight I'm doing something a bit differently. So tonight I'm actually going to go into my free group after and share something super exclusive, like this resource that can help you really get clear on your values. Hey, Karen. So I'm going to be over there. So I'll put a link somewhere around so that you can hop over into the group because, you can get it after if you want. So we're talking about values and decision making and how when you're clear on your values, your decision making actually becomes it's just way simpler, way easier. So I've got some notes here so I don't forget. Okay, so as you are getting logged in, let me know. So I'm going back to the three questions that I was asking. So put a 1 in the comments if you have been feeling indecisive for the last 6 months, let's say 3 to 6 months. Put a 2 if you have not checked in with your values in the last 6 months. And put a 3 if you are ready or you feel like you need to get out of your own way. And I think you'll know what I mean when I say that. So the first thing I want to say is that your values determine the way that you perceive any given situation, anything whatsoever. So the values that you have, they represent your principles, they represent your standards, and they are absolutely unique to everyone. Everyone has different standards of their own. So they also represent the meaning that you attach to things. So, what their worth is and how important they are to you. Those are what your values mean. And when a person is matched on their values, then everything's great. Everything feels easy. Everything feels on point. And you're satisfied. You're like, life is good. And when they don't match, that's when things start to feel uneasy. And that's when you start to feel dissatisfied with where you're at or what you're doing. And, some examples might be family. They might be freedom. It might be safety. Someone who values safety is going to go into a given situation and they're going to look for all the things that make that thing safe. They're not going to necessarily go into all the things that make it look dangerous. They want to be focused. They're focused on safety. It's just like if you don't value competition and yet you go and work in a highly competitive sales environment, you're not going to do well because it just doesn't align with your values. So how's decision making and values related? How are they related? So values drive our goals in life. The goals we choose, and I'm just going to read this bit because I was like, this is really profound. So the goals that we choose are the outer expression of our personal values. So then, like, decision making is similarly based on our core values. So even choosing a goal is a decision. So it's really, really interesting, because when you think about, like, that a person's values will determine the way they perceive any given situation. So it's our values determine the outcomes, and then our decisions are made to achieve them. So that's how they're related like that. So it's really interesting. And as you achieve new levels of success, you're going to have to reevaluate your values, because your values, your standards will be different every time you reach those new goals, because we stretch ourselves. Hi, Katie. So on that note, that's how getting clear on your values can really make decision making easier, because once you know what your values are and what your standards are and what you give worth and importance to, well, then your priorities become so much more easy. Then it's like, it's a no-brainer. If someone asks you to do something, you're like, okay, well, how is this gonna add value to me? How is this going to align with my value? But then the other side to it is, like, there's a monetary thing as well. Like, if you think of the activities in your business, let's say, that you want to know what activities you're doing are, that when you do them, you know you're being successful. So that's a different story. But anyway, go to my group if you're not there already, and I will share with you a workbook that is going to be in one of the units. I'll just add it after this. And it's going to be your 7 steps to getting clear on your values. And I only share it, I've only shared it so far with my premium client group, but I want to share it with you guys in that group, because if you are, entrepreneurial in nature, you're stretching yourself, whether you're going to school, whether you're, going for that promotion, whether you're going to be starting a new business or starting a side business, like, this is really exciting, but it's really hard, and everything's new and exciting. And so you really want to be clear on your values, so that when things get tough, when you're faced with really hard decisions, you've got this, like, you're able to handle anything. So on that note, have an awesome time. I'm traveling back to Spain tomorrow. I'm really excited to see some more sunshine. No offense for anyone who's not living in the sunshine right now. Anyway, love you, and hope you find that successful or valuable, and we'll see you over in my group. Bye. See you next week.